Hello guys, I'm Futureal. I stream 5 days a week over on twitch.tv/Futureal, and in this video we're going to be announcing what we are playing in Diablo 2 Resurrected. We have the guys from the stream right here. We are live right now when we're recording this. I've been announcing this announcement for about a couple of weeks. I said 1 week before we will let you guys know what I'm going to play. So it's... as many of you know, I have played very many different modes of this game. We have Diablo 2, Lord of Destruction, Holy Grail. We have the Project Diablo 2. And we also have the Diablo 2 Resurrected. Now, we have talked many times about what kind of Diablo player I am. And we haven't discussed PvP, which I'm not really very involved with. We have done the whole leveling thing to level 99 in Project Diablo 2. And we have also done the Barb-only Holy Grail. But it's not a surprise to the majority of my regular viewers that I am a Magic Finder. It's what I find the most exciting about the game. And therefore, I'm happy to announce, with a little Easter egg from this morning that a couple of people picked up on, the project that we are doing in Diablo 2 Resurrected is a Druid-only Holy Grail with level 99. That is the project we're doing. And of course, when the ladders reset, we might also take a few days to play the ladder resets. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of struggle boss early on. And I'm really interested to see how the Druid fares when you really put a lot of time and effort into it. So then we have a lot of guys in the chat right now. If you guys want to ask questions, we do have some questions coming up already. The Druid will be started out as a Fire Druid, pretty much like the build that I made a guide for a couple of weeks ago from the beta servers. You go Fissure, and then you transition into Wind approximately at level 50 when you reach Nightmare Travancore. That's where you want to go into Hurricane Tornado. The build is historically not that great. I am going to have to do a little bit of research on how to do this properly. Druid is one of the tougher characters to play. They don't really have that kind of burst damage that you're looking for. But I think it's going to be a really cool project. Also, we might, at a very high level, 97, 98, we might transition into a Fire Druid build again if we get the gear that we need to run that super efficient 163 FCR Fire Druid build for Ancient Tunnels. That will require a lot of gear, including a crafted amulet, but you never know. We're going to adapt to whatever gear we find. That's pretty much how you need to play this game. It's very hard to plan everything out to the smallest detail if you are on solo self-found, like obviously a Holy Grail project will be. If you're on a ladder, you can always say, oh, I'm going to use a 219 FCR amulet because you can just buy one. You know, 2 Burrunes, whatever, it's fine. But on single player, you need to make this yourself. It's not that easy. So you kind of have to transition into a build that works the best with what you have available to you. And that's what we're going to do. So let's take a look at the chat. Anyone else have any questions? The logic is to beat the Holy Grail with the most suboptimal character. That's the logic. We just announced what we're playing for Resurrected Xenorath. That's what we're doing right now. Yeah, Fire Druid in Ancient Tunnels is a very good place to farm if you have the gear for it. It's pretty much the same thing as the Blizzard Sorceress, although the Blizzard Sorceress has better frames, so she can teleport faster. And, you know, that's obviously cold damage versus fire damage. But the Fire Druid in Ancient Tunnels is deceptively good on players 1 farming. So it's going to be very interesting to see what we will be able to do with this build. No, we will. If we're gonna go fire, we will obviously have Infinity. There's no point transitioning into Fire Druid without Infinity. So you will go Wind Druid, and then Wind Druid with Enigma and the Reaper's Toll Mercenary. That's like the staple. And then possibly transition into Fire later on, when we can make Infinity. We have Ravenlore. Maybe we have a 219 FCR Amulet. All those juicy things. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a struggle boss. But we have completed this project with a barb only just a few weeks ago. So we know what we're getting into. And I hope that it's going to be interesting for you guys to watch as well. Druid is a tough one. It is. I think it's hard to say which is tougher, if it's the Druid or if it's the Assassin, because of the Assassin trap bug. I know that there are a couple of people that have different ways of working around that, like spawning the entire dungeon before you start DPSing, and also going to areas where everything is spawned in a way when you enter the dungeon. That's also a way of doing it. For instance, in what's it called? In the River of Flame. Yeah, there's a bug for traps in Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, where the game thinks that when you spawn a trap, the game has spawned an elite pack. So when you enter, for instance, the pits, and there's one elite pack there, and you put down 5 traps, the game thinks that you have spawned 6 elite packs, which means that the chance that you're going to see a single elite pack in the rest of that dungeon is pretty high. So it basically, every single trap you put down takes the place of a potential elite pack in the dungeon. It's not only fire traps. It happens with lightning as well. So this is one of the bugs that we have been hoping that Blizzard would fix. Instead, they choose to fix the e-bugging, which was, what? What are you doing? Like, why would you fix e-bugging and not the Assassin trap bug? That makes no sense whatsoever. It's actually a game-breaking bug for people that love Assassins, and the e-bug doesn't really do anything. The trap bug is very, very bad, of course. It completely ruins the density and the monster or the elite packs per minute that the Assassin can expect to get. There are ways to work around it, but it is very inefficient. So, yeah. Yeah, the Grail is on single player AFK. It's on single player. And I think it's important to mention this. The more I have heard about what's going to go on the servers, on the live servers, the more it deters me from playing on them. Like, then there's not going to be any ladder standing on the release, which is like, why? What's the point? Why am I playing on the server if it's going to be reset when, like, we don't even know when the server is going to be implemented? So am I going to play it 3 days straight to get going and actually try to have fun before the ladder comes out, and then suddenly the next day we're going to get announced that the ladder is coming and you lose all the progress? Or is it going to take 2 months and we're basically just going to sit there and look stupid? So it's the more I've heard from Blizzard about what's actually going to go on the servers, the more I've been sure that I wanted to do this on single player, because it doesn't make any sense to me to play on a ladder server, without any ladder standing, and to not know when it resets. It feels like the whole, if you want to call it like a pre-ladder event, what they're having now, that's going to get released on next Thursday. It's one of two things. First of all, it's a way that people can obtain Stone of Jordans so that you can spawn Declone in the actual ladder server, because that will be very hard to do on a ladder server only. And it's also the excuse of, no, we want the server to be stable. And the weird part is that when they decided to keep the ladder, when they decided to keep the declone the way it is, or the way it's always been, where you have to sell 75 to 125 Stones of Jordan on a set IP address on that server, all the hell games on the server will spawn the declone. Well, how are you going to get 125 potentially people on an active ladder server to sell Stone of Jordans to spawn declone? That's not something that's going to happen within a month on a live server. But first of all, people need to find all these, and then they need to be willing to give them up. So the more that I'm thinking about it, is that they're using this excuse for having stable servers, which, you know, a stable or an unstable server would affect everybody equally. I understand that there can be game bugs, but the game bugs would be equal for everybody. Now you're sitting in a limbo where you don't know when the ladder resets. And I think an important reason for that is because they want people on these servers to stack up a whole bunch of Stone of Jordans passively, because they're finding them, and then have the ability to sell them on non-ladder to create events on ladder later on. It's a little bit, I don't know, tinfoil hat, but I really, really cannot see a reason why they wouldn't release the ladder upon the game release. It takes away so much hype from the actual release, and there's so many people that have for months been planning to do groups with people that they have been playing the game with like 15 years ago. Real life friends that maybe haven't gamed for a long time. They've taken time off work from their families. It's like wives, partners, whatever. They're like, okay, I'm going to be busy these 3 days. I'm going to be playing 18 hours a day with my buddies because I want to play this game. And all of this is ruined now because there is no ladder standing. There is no competition. You're just going to fart around on your own. And you don't even know when the ladder is going to be introduced. I'm so disappointed by the fact that they don't have a date. And why do they even call this the release? Why don't they just call it an open beta? Because if they were to call this an open beta, say that, we're going to have a month open beta to make sure that servers are stable, and to make sure that we do accumulate Stone of Jordans so that you can have that on non-ladder and sell them to spawn declone on ladder when that goes live. Like, if they were just open about it, everything would be so much easier. Because now people that have been planning this for months, they're just like, what the hell do I do now? Like, if I go in really hard, I play like 16, 18 hours a day for 2 weeks. I'm like level 97. Fuck if there's no ladder. I want to level to 99 anyway. I want to, be able to show myself and other people that I level to 99. And then Blizzard go, we have reset in 3 days, guys. Like, that's the kind of upfront notice you're gonna get. So there's no transparency whatsoever. It's really, really frustrating because, we aren't 14 anymore. Like, we don't live in our parents' basements. Most people that play the game are returning players from a long time ago. Like, the average player age in this game is probably going to be like 35. A lot of people, I'm fortunate enough to not be included in this, but a lot of people, they need to plan their lives around this. Like, time from work, time from families and kids and all that stuff. And I feel really sorry, and I feel really sad for those people that have spent a lot of time planning this, and they end up being literally spat on by how the release of this game is going to be. But okay, I don't really want to rant anymore. I felt like I've said what I wanted to say. Again, I will repeat what I said. My project for Diablo 2 Resurrected is going to be a Druid-only Holy Grail project with level 99. We're doing it the hard way. That's what we kind of like to do on this stream. We find a lot of gratification, a lot of sense of accomplishment from really doing things that are difficult in the game. I've been playing Diablo 2 for so many years. I really do enjoy it. So I hope that you guys will tune in and check out my Holy Grail when the time comes. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you do like these videos from Diablo 2 Resurrected, make sure that you check this channel for more videos. There's going to be videos coming out every week. And please hit the subscribe button and comment down below. Until next time, take care, and I will see you then.